Rambles. I am Jolt, your chief host of the show, and joining me as always is none other than my awesome co-host, Avira.
Oh no, man, you're awesome. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, guys, hope everyone is having a fantastical Friday night. I sure am, and I'm looking forward to another great broadcast. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. As we always do. And joining us as always on our show is none other than my interim host, Noble.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and holy shit, it's 4 a.m.
Wait, is it really for you? No, it's not.
No. It's like half the time I speak to someone in America, it's like 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, why are you still awake?
Gee.
I know, right?
Insomnia's a bitch.
Oh
Right
no,
now,
oh
it's like
no, like
10 a.m., so
oh no, that
Okay.
happens to me too. Even in my early days of game, when I was playing online games as a kid, talk to people from America and it's like 3 a.m. for them. Like, what the? Wait. Anyway, to move this along, we have joining us on the panel today, Azzy.
What up? What up?
How you doing, my dude?
Not bad. Just settling down. Just living life. Just normal
All right.
shit.
all right. Oh, awesome. Well, great to have you back on, buddy.
Oh yeah. Also going to a con tomorrow with a friend, so it's
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
Oh, groovy.
You're gonna have a blast right there, man.
Oh yeah,
Best. Whether or
definitely need
not
it.
it's furry or not, even if it's anime or something along those lines, they're awesome.
Oh yeah.
100%. So, shall we start digging in? Yes, we shall start digging in. Now,
Hmm.
Vera, I think this is something that you've kind of gone excited for very recently, ever since they've recently announced the
Yes.
remake. Yes, the remaking of an old classic.
Well, one of my favorite childhood movies growing up, and I'm sure it's obviously a classic. A lot of kids have grown up with. If you're like our age thereabouts, we all know the classic Tim Burton's Beetlejuice came out in 1988. Michael Keaton, uh, all of that, freaking fantastic. Well, 36 years later, a new teaser trailer has just dropped for Beetlejuice 2. And some of the same actors are reprising their roles. Mind you, Michael Keaton, who's playing Beetlejuice, he's 72 years old. I'm just saying. It's a
Yeah.
little a
It's
little late.
like a little crazy to think that one person, to reprise their role for all those years, especially when you're starting a new chapter of the story. Don't you reckon?
I mean, hey, yeah, good for him. If he's still spry and like able to do it, that's all well and good and everything. But the fact is, they should have done a sequel within a couple of years after
Right, right.
the first movie came out. Because right now, I feel like it doesn't make any sense. It kind of came out of nowhere.
so for me, because I watched this as a kid in the 90s on VHS,
Yep, yep.
um, as long as they're faithful to the original, it I'm hoping the actor would have had a kick doing this, although I imagine at his age, unless he was like super fit, probably would have taken like twice as long to make.
it does kind of seem like they're sticking true to the original, or at least going back to like the whole nostalgia thing, because if you saw the teaser trailer, the whole throughout the whole thing they were doing the Misa Deo, daylight come, like that whole song that was in the original movie. So they're going back to that. So I don't know. I don't know. Azzy, did you see the trailer for it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
man.
What'd you think?
It was I it's kind of hard to think. My mind is like literally just so much to process from that trailer. It's because it's like it's I don't know if I think it's good or it might be bad or I don't know. Hopefully it's good because I watched that movie when I was a little kid and shit, and it's like man, it was a really good movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, classic, totally. And not only did they have a movie, but I believe it was shortly after the movie came out in like the early '90s. They had the Beetlejuice like animated series for
Oh
a couple of
yeah,
years.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think it was on like Warner Brothers or something. So
So
that would
there's
have
a
been the time.
question here.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got a question. Is Alec
Mhm.
Baldwin in it from Boombox?
As far as I
Ooh,
know,
Uh,
looking at the cast, I don't believe so just yet. I
Alec
mean, like, it's
Baldwin, I believe, sorry, is in the same boat as Will Smith at this point. Well, not exactly the same boat, as Will Smith didn't shoot someone, but he did slap someone on the face.
yeah.
oh,
Well, yeah, about that. But then we have Catherine O'Hara is coming back.
yes, we
Remember,
got
she
Catherine
was the mother.
O'Hara is coming back. We have Winona Ryder coming back as well.
I mean,
oh yeah.
it's crazy to think because like Alec Baldwin, he looks like a totally different person. If you watch the original Beetlejuice, like he's unrecognizable compared to now. So I don't know how they would even do that. Again, it's been almost 40 years. This is interesting.
I wonder if they. Sorry.
Crazy to
Yeah.
think, right? But go on.
I wondered if they de-aged Winona Ryder for the part of the trailer because she did look a little young in that part though. Like,
Well,
like
it seems like they're trying to make it seem like it's not such a big time skip because Lydia, or like the actress that plays Lydia, she still looks thereabouts the same age she did back in '88. Like she's still that goth teenage girl, and she has like a new friend or whatever. But like, it seems like it's not 36 years later or whatever. Like it seems like it's probably, I don't know, a couple of years maybe. But if you saw the teaser trailer, there doesn't seem to be any kind of storyline per se.
right.
It's kind of just like they had like the choir singing the Deo song and stuff. Then they showed Beetlejuice at the end, popping out of the model, and he's like, "Oh, I'm back." But I'm like, ah, and it's Michael Keaton too. I mean, okay, hey, crazy.
Oh yeah. He, he, and he's also still kicking it as Batman. So you know, in that Flash movie, if you guys have seen that.
If I understand correctly, that's the new Batman moving forward.
Hmm.
Yeah, true. But I've seen that movie. I mean, he was pretty good in it. Like, of course, like it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah, and he's got the gray hair, and he's still kicking it.
Well, yeah, man, he's 72. So the original Beetlejuice, you know, was awesome. But I don't know if like in modern day, 2024, if they can like, pull off that kind of classic, spooky Tim Burton sort of vibes. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I hope so.
What do you guys expect? What do you guys are expecting for will happen in this iteration of Beetlejuice plot? You know,
Oh, they're
plot
gonna
line
make
wise.
Lydia. They're gonna make Lydia gay for sure. She's gonna have a girlfriend. That's sorry. That's what I expect. Come on.
I mean, considering modern sensibilities, you're not exactly too far off.
Oh, shit.
Sorry. Was that too on the nose? I mean, probably.
Oh, God.
No, I wouldn't consider that a little too on the nose, but rather just something that just hits quite hard. But still, but it's crazy to think again, like you said, why now of all the timings? You know?
You know why? I think because a couple years ago, the Beetlejuice Broadway play came out, and
Oh,
that's become very popular. So I'm thinking a Hollywood studio is like, oh, well, that's very popular. Let's revitalize this franchise and make another sequel because they can make money off of it.
hmm
So I think because of the Broadway's play success, I think that's probably why they did this. I'm just guessing, but it would make sense for a studio to kind of see it in that kind of direction.
right. And then even so, there's still so many classics that they can dig out and revitalize new life to.
The fact that they are using the same, like some of the same actors, though, like, damn, it's been 36 years, though. I mean, come
Vera,
on.
this
Yeah.
is getting to be a bit of a thing now where a couple of movies have been remade with the original actors.
Yeah, like I mean, look at the cases of things like Top Gun, Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise starred in it again. There's Indiana Jones.
Well,
The
we all,
original
that worked out.
the original Western release of the first Digimon movie is getting another redo in Blu-ray. And they were able to get back most of the voice actors. Apparently, they're using the original music that was released along with it. The son of the person who voiced Greymon in the first part of the movie is also doing the voice because his father passed away.
Oh, goodness.
hmm
So this isn't something new. It's quite unusual, but it is occurring.
No, but what I'm thinking is from the first movie to the first sequel, like from movie 1 to movie 2, I think this is probably one of the largest gaps we've ever seen. I mean, 36 years from movie 1 to movie 2. You don't see stuff like that, like,
What about
ever.
Ghostbusters?
That's a franchise. Like, they have sequels, like, constantly.
No, they don't. They went
Mm,
from what was it like the late 80s when they did the
between
second one, and then 2016.
Yeah, that's still a considerable time skip as well. But even though they did hire get new blood
And
like Leslie Jones.
yeah, they had different.
technically, the 2016 film isn't actually canon at all, and they're trying to sweep it under the rug now.
Well,
which is
there you go
hilarious.
then. So that
It's
doesn't
not
count.
been until recently where they actually produced a proper third movie, and now they're doing another one.
Jesus. Man, why can't people just get original ideas anymore? The hell?
it's almost as if creative bankruptcy is really becoming a thing in not just in the film industry, but all elsewhere. It's crazy. Eh?
Well, we had Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Ah well.
And then like Terminator, I mean, that's been going on since the 80s. Or no.
Yeah, Terminator
Yeah.
is basically the dead horse that's turned to dust at this
Like
point.
Hey, Terminator
Oh,
1,
yeah.
Terminator 2, freaking fire. 3, eh. And then after that,
Salvations.
just stop it. After that,
Yeah,
it's all just the timeline is fucked.
the Genesis one, the Dark Fate one, those are. It's like, oh my god, it's like, stop making more. Oh my god.
For Meepy, we have, I guess Disney's straight to DVD sequels don't count. To be clear, they shouldn't.
Sure.
Oh, Mulan. You know what is difficult? The 2020 version of Mulan and Mulan 2. Which is worse?
Oh yeah, Mulan too. Yeah, that was apparently that was a thing.
Yeah,
my
I
God.
watched it. It was bad. It's like, what am I watching here? And as an adult, when you
Both of
rewatch
them
it,
are bad.
you sit there and you think, what the hell?
Didn't they have like Beauty and the Beast 2 or 3?
No clue.
Or how many Aladdins are there? Like 6, right? There's like 6 sequels of like Aladdin. I think Family Guy made a joke about this. Jafar gets new glasses. For like Aladdin.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Or like Lion King 2 and 3,
Or one and a
whatever.
half.
Or 1.5. It's like,
Yeah.
But the TV series though, the TV series kind of sucked. Not gonna lie. Like, and I'm talking about the recent Lion King spin-off series that, oh my god, it just no couldn't get
Well-
into it.
I was not old enough to be able to watch the Beetlejuice animated series because I think it was on Warner Brothers or maybe Disney, but it came out in like 91, 92, something like that.
just before my time, yeah.
Yeah, like I was way too young.
Mm.
But from what I've seen some clips, it looked pretty good. I mean, this is back in the day. I don't know. Maybe they could pull it off this time. I mean, Michael Keaton is, obviously a freaking legend. So if he can reprise the role and make it all well and good.
Vera, just because someone's 70 years old doesn't mean they're a decrepit old man that can't get out of the bed in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
You're acting like it.
Well, I mean, it's going to be rough.
Hey,
Gonna
I
be a
get a
little
lot of
rough.
people accusing me of not even wanting to show up for work, and I seem to be able to drag my ass in like 30 to 40 minutes before I'm supposed to start.
You're not. You're not
what numbers
70.
would you use? Fucking idiots. Anyway, I'm curious what our next topic is.
Oh well, let's move forward then. So,
All right.
in light of recent things, Dragon Ball is still, despite the passing of Toriyama's son, Dragon Ball is still continuing its momentum. Well, in fact, they've announced that they're building a theme park in Saudi Arabia.
I wonder how much money changed hands for that to happen. I mean, shit. Can you bring that image full screen?
All right, let me see what I can do for you. All right, hold on. Let me just zoom this in a little bit more. Yeah, look, here's the concept art of the Dragon Ball theme park that's to be built in Saudi Arabia.
What?
It's crazy, right? Like we've got a lot of iconic landmarks here and there. You got the Kame House in the island in the middle. You got the big tower. You got Shenron's building there.
bro.
you got the dojo where they had the tournaments, and a whole host of other places.
It looks
If it
beautiful.
if it did look like that, if
It's a
it does look like that,
yeah,
It
this is
looks
just one of those preliminary renderings that they've made, but still.
But when they say theme park, I'm not seeing any rides or roller coasters or anything. It just looks like a town, essentially.
yeah. The thing is, for me, if they were to make it that stuffy, not so much. They have to spread it out a bit more. But Avera, the rides would really depend on the actual theme park's design. I wouldn't be expecting things like roller coasters, uh, that sort of stuff. I mean, maybe a couple of story ones where you sit in a boat or something.
Okay,
But
yeah, I can see
I'd
that.
be more wanting to see things like small shows, a couple of fight scenes from the show, maybe something from the games if there's anything different from that. Your characters running around.
Yeah, yeah.
Actual like full on sort of theme park rides probably wouldn't fit in well with a Dragon Ball theme park. I mean, you just go to Disneyland or whatever theme park if that's what you want to do.
I don't know, like a dual roller coaster, like Kamiha or something like.
I
That'd be
mean,
kind of fun.
The Shenron ride is would make a pretty damn good roller coaster though. Like, look at some of the concept art that they've gotten up here for the Dragon Ball theme park.
But yeah, like you said, Noble, the shows would be very good. Like if they had some like martial arts displays, like stuff like
Something
that, some special effects.
something that pisses me off that I wanted to do is that there was a Pokemon theme park here in Australia, and they had actual people portraying Team Rocket come on and do a show. It was
Hmm.
I got to see photos of it, and I'm like, oh, I'd so want to see that. I wish I could find a video of it. But yeah, my hope would be something like this would be less trashy theme park rides and more sort of stuff from the actual
Yeah,
show
experience
itself.
experiences, the monuments, and all of that.
That's the ride.
Mhm.
Well, if they can like rebuild or replicate the world, I mean that'd be cool. Hell yeah.
They've really done a good job of it so far with the concept art of like the significant buildings and the scenes from the show. You got Capsule Corp there, the Kame
Yeah.
House where Goku lives. Shinron's ride, it's full on, man.
I'm seriously gonna be curious to see how many furries go to that thing, buy the Dragon Ball set, and go, look, I got Dragon Balls.
Yeah, make a wish.
Yeah.
So this is part of the city of Kadia.
Hmm.
Is this in production or is it just
Yeah,
concept?
they've announced this is more than just a concept art, but even then they've announced that they will be constructing the Dragon Ball theme park as part of Kadia's Giga City project. It's a big city that they're building up there that's set to hopefully be finished by 2030. That if the plans go according
Hmm.
to schedule.
Okay, so it says down here this theme park will feature 5 state of the art rides as part of a lineup of 30 plus attractions.
Hmm.
Okay,
oh,
so
so it
they're
is
going to have
going
rides, but it doesn't say what kind. I
Yeah, if
still
that
hold it
wasn't
down that
already exciting enough, construction of a 70-meter high Shenron is also planned, with this landmark containing a large scale roller coaster inside.
oh,
Yay!
interesting.
Now we're
Yay!
talking.
Damn.
Is it? Oh, you know what? They should call it the Nimbus and make it like a freaking I don't know cloud themed roller coaster. That'd be fun.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy today. They've even gotten a trailer video for this sort of thing. It's friggin' insane. I'm telling you. And it's just it's pretty crazy. Like when you consider now that it's going to be built in Saudi Arabia, like of all places.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Like, it's pretty interesting. I'm wondering how they either got the rights for that, or I don't know. I guess any company can pretty
Let's have
much
a look.
do that. But I feel like
I
it would be more of a Japan sort of thing.
I
Right?
imagine the scale that would have been produced. I imagine that whoever went to Japan to say, "Look, this is what we want to do," would have provided like, "We're going to give this much space to do this." Um, yeah, I imagine the Saudis would have offered a significant portion of money, and anyone behind the Dragon Ball franchise would have looked at this and going, "Oh, this will be worth some money." Because you have to imagine that they're not going to just get one chunk payout. There's going to be regular income going to the Dragon Ball franchise for this.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you consider if you build one in the Arab nations, they use their petroleum money to just build all that sort of glitz and glamour, so they could probably pull it off.
Well, it says here Saudi Arabia is quickly becoming one of the largest investors of entertainment, especially when it comes to video games. The country was among the first to approve Microsoft acquisition of Activision's Blizzard and was one of the company's largest shareholders following the massive purchase in 2021. And the country also acquired 1 billion US dollars stake in Embracer Group, a gaming
Yeah,
publisher. Yep, that's been hit
yeah.
by the industry layoffs this year. Well,
It's crazy. Like they're making big pushes too. Like because I hear like in one of the Gulf countries, they're building like a big esports stadium there as well. So and now because they're investing into all this, they're getting into anime apparently,
hmm,
despite this sort of thing, and that that move animes and cartoons do end up getting sometimes censored or banned, following their customs and traditions.
I'm thinking this is going to be more of a tourist thing than something for the locals.
That's no,
So
that's no, you're 100% right because most Gulf countries they do rely on that tourism money as well as a reason to visit. Because why else would you visit like country like Dubai if it wasn't for that glam?
especially in a city like Qadiyah, because who's ever heard of that city before? Probably nobody.
No,
It's not like it's Riyadh or Mecca, you know? So
yeah,
having an amusement park like that with such a well recognized name brand in a place like that, that's going to bring people there for sure.
it's like my state. If you want to turn around and get known, get jumping castles banned for the entire country.
oh, oh,
I
True.
love Tassie.
oh, look at this. They've
If they
even
can
got an
actually do this, man, like if it looks like that, that's pretty freaking rad.
look at them. Man's doing a VR Kamehameha. Man.
Oh, with the
Right?
giant dragon on top. Oh, dude, that looks freaking cool.
I'm going to make an assumption that everything in the Dragon Balls franchise thus far doesn't exactly breach any of their laws or customs
I
for the
right.
country. This is an assumption.
You know, I think you're probably right about that. It's more like an exotic sort of foreign thing to them because Japanese culture is very well integrated. I would say, anime is quite embraced by the West. When it comes to the Middle East, it might be a new kind of like introduction thing. But yeah, this could work.
Right. Like I mean, again, as they always say, if you build it, they will come, and that's pretty much what they're planning to do here with Qadiyah, a planned city, which is basically going to be the Saudis' tourism hub. Like
Mm.
they've got projects there, like a big water park, and and what and whatnot. And they're building a Six Flags there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So again, imagine that. It's like they want the country that's basically catching up on time with the tourism industry. So it is a very very ambitious project. I'm not gonna lie. But again, if they can pull it off, I might actually even have to go and fly to Saudi Arabia.
Might as well.
Yeah, right.
I know, right? But there's a lot they can there's a lot of potential for that sort of thing too, because you can see they've got hotels around there. So at that point, you may as well like integrate this into a full blown resort.
One thing that kind of concerns me though is
Hmm.
the time frame, because they say by 2030. That's
Yes.
like 6 years from now. So that's that's a while. Typically, when you have projects like this, it's within a couple of years. So if they're like, oh, by 2030, we'll have this whole thing. I don't know.
I mean, construction projects these days can get done like in shockingly quick turnaround times. It's crazy.
Exactly. So that's
Like,
why I'm like, if it's gonna be like a 6 years, like 2030, like that doesn't seem I don't know, promising.
I mean, big scale project will take longer, yes, but I've seen things like even large warehouses get pulled in like a 2 or 3 year turnaround time.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. So at the end of the day, it's just wishful thinking, right? But what do you think about all this though? Is this something you'd really want to hit up just for that, to satisfy your inner kid and your Dragon Ball Z nostalgia? Will they pull it off, or do we have to find out on the next
Mm,
episode of Dragon Ball?
Well, if it's done before 2030, like it within the next couple of years, and I have like enough, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
well, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know because I don't know because like because I don't know how much it would cost. I mean, I imagine it would be like more expensive than like Disney World or some shit, something like that. I don't know.
I mean, we don't even
As
know
the
anything about ticket prices or what have you.
Stop thinking in American terms, okay? This is a foreign country, okay? They've got other resources, okay?
See, if I was to go to Saudi Arabia,
Right.
I wouldn't go to a Dragon Ball Z amusement park. Like, sorry, I would want to go see like the historical sites and ruins. Like, I would probably want to go to Mecca, honestly.
Right, just for this, just to see what the big significance of a big black cube is.
On the off season, Avira, you'd want to go during the off season, not when everyone is there.
Yeah, no,
because
not
shit.
during not during Ramadan.
No. I want to see like the ruins and all the ancient cities and the museums and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't go to like see some Dragon Ball Z type of thing. Like, that's more of a gimmicky sort of. That's just like not my style. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the balls won't be touching there, so it should be safe.
Well, that sounds so wrong.
I
You
know,
just
I
had
love it.
to. You just had to. No, you are rooted because that is haram. Haram. Ah well. But you know what I am gonna miss though if I ever do go to Saudi or if I ever do that though? Bork.
Oh, whoa.
No, I'm gonna miss Bork. Because it is not halal.
Well, I wonder if like they even would sell alcohol there. They
No,
they
remember, like the
probably
craziest
would.
thing. Yeah, probably maybe not, but even then, it was even. Remember how it was a stretch just to get alcohol to the World Cup in Qatar? Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
well, they have like certain designated places, like for tourists. Like, oh, we can only sell it in like this arena or this hotel or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
You seriously have to be some useless fuck not to comprehend and understand and respect those sort of things when you go to somebody another country. I mean, seriously, come on. It's nice that they were adjusting for tourists and stuff, but some of the shit I saw people posting about that is just completely ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah,
But
yeah, crazy.
well. But only time will tell whether this if project will go like that, because I know the Saudis are basically banking on these big mega projects. So yeah,
Well, and at the same time, they're working on the line as well.
that's right. The craziest city that's in the shape of a lion. It's such a meme. Like the idea was such a meme, but goodness gracious, if it works.
They're going for it, so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Righto.
I can't wait.
They should have the Dragon Ball Z thing in the line, right? Why not?
know.
You just build it there.
Yeah.
Fuck it. People will go.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
Yeah. I don't know.
that's a good idea.
I know, right? Like, why not? Why not make the most of it, most of it, and combine two mega projects into one?
Yeah, right? Just combine resources, whatever.
That's it.
So, what's next on the agenda?
Simple.
All right. Well, next on the agenda is well, if you thought Night at the Museum was bad or whatever interesting, whatever words you have for it, how about this? I mean, no, it's not a new Night of the Museum movie. It is this. Museum claims dinosaurs have LGBTQ history and birds are queer.
Oh,
So, I kind of want to say this because it's a little disturbing, but I had some fucking moron tell me that their dog was gay. And it's all because they had two female dogs and one would hump the other one.
oh my God! You gotta be kidding.
What they failed to realize is that with dog quote unquote psychology, that's not sex, that's a show of dominance. So going through this crap to say that dinos were gay or queer or whatever, they probably don't give two shits.
Also, up until recently, we didn't even know that dinosaurs were feathered. Okay? Like, you look at Jurassic Park, that's not scientifically accurate. And my grandfather's dog, he humped pillows. So is he pillowsexual? I mean, I don't know. What do you make of that?
You want to know the best part? It wasn't until I think 2 years ago that we didn't actually know what the under the tail looked like on these things.
Oh my God!
Yeah, there was a whole article. You can go look it up if you want to. But I swear this is the same nonsensical dribble as Romans being white supremacists because of their statues. Fucking hell.
You know, to this point, this crap is just cringe at this point.
Right?
Just cringe. Like literally, I cannot look at that article without cringing, man. Like,
Well, Azzy, what do you think about gay dinosaurs?
no,
Do you think that they would have survived during evolution at all if they were unable to reproduce No.
I mean, it did
No.
hasten the case for the extinction of the dinosaurs.
Oh god, I didn't want to say it. Totally bonkers, man.
I used to watch John Oliver
That's
a lot, and he did a
insane,
segment
bro.
on some scientists who basically watched two bears blow each other for like a couple of months. And I'm like, why would
Oh
you
my
do that? I would think after like the
God.
first day, you'd probably be like, yeah, we got enough here, but months.
Yes.
Joel, sorry, can you bring back up the article?
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, I mean, dinosaurs aside, let's just say one thing that if that was the case, then the Paleolithic era, would have had more rainbows and color in it.
See,
Just saying.
this is what happens when an aspiring anthropologist goes to a woke college and they get indoctrinated and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, dinosaurs are totally queer. They had rainbow hair just
Oh
like
my
me.
God.
Oh, this is another Jurassic Park screw up. Shit.
So what's the
No. Oh, okay, okay. Anyone watching this, please understand that the Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World franchises don't have actual dinosaurs in them. In the movie's sort of lore, they're monsters. They're recreations. They're hybrids of modern day creatures and ancient things. The only reason why they can change their sex in the movies is purely down to the frogs that they had, who were able to change from male to female when they only had like no women around. So
well, they were
dinosaurs,
genetically engineered, yeah.
it's not. I haven't seen anything that states that dinosaurs in prehistoric times were able to change their sex in order to reproduce. I'd never seen that as a fact. So
They can't.
why is
No.
this thing here about how? What's this museum thing?
Well,
funded
the
by the Art
Hastings
Council?
Museum and Art Gallery is running an LGBTQ history exhibition founded by Arts Council England, which claims that some birds are quote unquote queer because they quote unquote change their sex from female to male.
No, they don't. No bird has
No,
ever
they
done that,
don't.
literally ever.
Oh,
I
What?
wouldn't say
What?
that without going to other articles and checking to see whether or not, because frogs apparently one species of frog can.
Birds cannot change their sex. No. That's not a
Exactly.
thing that's real. Stop it. Like, no.
No, and this
No.
exhibition is claiming that pheasants are queer.
No, they're not! What the crap? What is this?
They're not changing their sex because they decide to do it. They're doing it because, well, shit, we need more of ourselves, so let's just reproduce. And one goes, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, this is
I'm
insane.
sorry, but if someone raises their hand and
Oh
goes,
my
volunteers to do something,
God.
yeah, for fuck's sake.
So what? Okay, so let's say if there's too many male pheasants, do they just like, does their dick fall off and then they become a female and then they start laying eggs? No.
Okay, let's just pretend, for instance, that this is possible. The male and female anatomy basically has this, it's all there. So it would just have to change to what it's supposed to do next. Hyenas are an excellent example. They both have, external parts. To be if that was the bit would literally just have to change.
Well, this is interesting here because it says that a pamphlet available at the museum states that despite queer behavior in the animal kingdom being observed as far back as the 18th century, it's often ignored or hidden from the public. Oh yeah, sure. Adding one example is female pheasants change their sex when they stop laying eggs and turn their brown feathers into brightly colored feathers typical of males. Okay, so what? They change the color of their feathers? Does that mean that they become men?
Oh,
Stop it.
I can take a really nasty shot. Does that mean when a woman goes through PMS and they start punching their husband, that means that they're transgender?
Yeah, apparently, when pheasants, when female pheasants, because typically, like with birds, the females are less colorful and the males are more colorful. But if a female stops laying eggs and their feathers change color, does that make them male? No, no, it
I'm sitting
doesn't.
here. I'm sitting here
No.
thinking maybe there might be something to do with the way the hormones change over time, and it either produces something similar or basically that.
They can't mate with a female, though. That's not a thing that's real. What the?
Mm.
And they think that dinosaurs did this? Oh my lord. What's wrong? What's wrong with the world? Please help.
I
Yeah.
will tell you what's wrong with the world right now.
There you
Now,
go.
Yeah.
I see an interesting line on this. All of this just totally made up nonsense.
Yeah.
It
Well,
all
some-
is, man. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
While some older
So-
birds' feathers change color due to hormone changes, to say they change sex is just flat wrong. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it's. Oh my god.
Here's the thing:
What-
humans, when they get older, they don't choose to get wrinkly skin. It's just it's just something that
It just
happens because of
happens.
your aging body. It's like wolves; they don't choose that. Oh, I'm going to be born as white, and then I'm going to become black when I'm older because of internalized racism. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's
Mhm.
natural for their pigments to change over time.
I would love to see, like, a queer dinosaur. Like, can you imagine?
It would one that can at least spit rainbows and have a flamboyant color pattern.
Exactly, like the T-Rex is just like, yes, queen.
No, it would be
my
called
God.
the T-Rex or something.
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
And then they called it a queer dinosaur. It's like, first of all, you know that word queer was originally used as a slur against gay people. That's what's funny about it.
It's
So-
a political nonsense. Man.
It looks like the article at least has the person writing it has their head screwed on. That's good.
Right, but
Um,
here's another one. No, go on.
Sorry. Take cancer patients, for instance, in humans. Apparently, once you've gone through chemotherapy and your hair starts growing back, it might not be the same color.
True.
Now, did the cancer patient decide that, oh, I want to have brown hair, I don't want to be a blonde anymore? So is the cancer patient making that decision, or is their body just gone through something traumatic and a few things have been screwed up and now it's something else?
Right, and that can happen with some birds. That especially like the female birds when they don't have too much color in their feathers, and when their hormones get all messed up, sometimes they become more colorful that look more like males. But they don't change their sex, though. That's not a thing.
No,
They just look prettier.
Look, here's a supporting article that I found in this whole material of this stuff. I mean, research into female pheasants changing plumage has found they do not change sex, but produce male feathering owing to a hormonal imbalance arising from damaged ovaries. This has also been observed in chickens.
Well, this is the same thing when like humans take, like if a guy takes estrogen, he grows breasts. That doesn't make him a woman. It's just a
Right.
hormone thing. Same thing.
Yeah, to continue on,
sense.
Dr. Emma Hilton, a development biologist and board member of the gender critical campaign Sex Matters, said the claims about pheasants were nonsense. The only vertebrates that change sex are all fish. Birds do not change sex.
Jolt, I sent you a link in Discord, in Telegram. Sorry.
Right, and that's something, you've sent me something that's, pertaining to frogs.
Yeah.
Is that frogs can mysteriously reverse their sex more times.
That's a completely different
What the hell?
species.
What the,
Why did
no,
it ask me to
you
sign
know what?
in?
No, just use an archiver instead. Let me handle this. Fine.
Well, frogs are a completely different species. If they have both organs that can produce gametes, then yeah, they can use either one or the other.
So
Yeah.
it was a Natural Geographic article I found.
Yeah, I've
You
got
know
it on.
what?
I had to use an archiver to let it go through, but really. But let's go back to the main conversation at hand first, though. Imagine, like, there's a funny thing. If I kept scrolling down this whole thing, imagine if the implications were that, like you said, imagine if dinosaurs were indeed gay. Would Jurassic Park become Queerassic Park?
That's perfect.
Look,
Oh goodness!
if dinosaurs were attracted to the same gender, then they wouldn't be reproducing.
Yeah, they go extinct. Oh wait a minute.
No, and, so, being all serious or not, it's believed that after the meteorite hit the Earth, all dinosaurs were born as one gender. That's why the species basically went zhunk and hit the ground and died off, because there's no partners to reproduce with. If you look into animal husbandry, you will find that certain temperatures are more likely to produce male offspring, another temperature is more likely to produce female offspring, and in the wild, some animals will purposely adjust the temperature to either get a male or female, whether this is done directly or just automatically. Because has anyone heard of muscle memory? Seriously?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I swear, though, sometimes.
That's an interesting concept. I'm not sure if that affects literally every single species, but when it comes to certain species of dinosaurs, I mean, the entire world was basically obliterated when a meteor of that size struck the planet and destroyed the atmosphere. Everything pretty much died at that point.
The
So,
introduction of oxygen at such high levels basically caused a complete,
true.
great die off.
It did, yes. The Great Dying, that's literally what it's called.
Died by their own feces. I
Well-
love life forms sometimes. I'm sitting here thinking, you decide to push biology aside and go with your ideology, okay, but that's just showing the kind of person you are.
I'm just imagining, the person who wrote this article, they were probably fantasizing about like a male T-Rex, like in a dress, and they were
Joe,
like,
can you-
okay, there were totally gay and queer dinosaurs out there. Like,
Joel, can you bring up the article again?
Sorry. No, the article that was here was actually written by somebody who's opposed this stuff, but it's just only thing was it was actually, an activist, actually a history guide for the for a museum.
yeah,
that
well,
basically
they're
said
against
everything
this
is
stuff,
queer.
right?
Right, right. The museum exhibitors basically said that this was just such as the case.
Oh,
Of course,
jeez.
Look,
yeah, of
in
course.
my
They're
state,
basically saying, yeah,
for example, in my state with animals, wallabies like to get high and then they make crop circles and they fall down. It's strongly suggested that they don't know what they're doing, but my assumption is that after enough times, they probably do know that they like getting high, so they just seek them out.
Wait, getting high? What do you mean?
poppies.
Oh, so they eat the.
Opium.
Okay.
There's a big opium supply in my state. It's just used for, proper medical purposes and not illegal narcotics. So,
So
yeah.
wallabies eat that, and then they get all messed up, and then start rolling around and stuff.
One of the tourist attractions for my state, one of the under the covers, is coming down here, going out camping, and getting yourself some poppy tea.
Oh,
And then
goodness.
the police finding your body like a week later, and it's like, all right, another druggie. All right, let's get the bag.
Yikes.
But animals, well, we have some basic understandings of how dinosaurs interacted to a point, but the thing is, all we can really do is go off birds. And with that, putting this stuff in at a museum, this is gonna end badly. I hate it when people get warped senses of reality. I mean, I see it a lot, but this is just gonna really screw things up later on down the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Unfortunately.
imagine if, I mean, and all things considered, museums are considered places for like historical and educational significance, and and if you just imagine this, like you visit a museum, of course, learn something new, see something cool, and then this happens.
And besides, it's coming out now that dinosaurs were actually quite colorful. It's like those Roman statues. Yes, they're bleached white now, but back in the day, they were very well painted.
Yep.
And they're not painted like that because they're gay. They're painted like that because, well, that's how people looked. It's like with dinosaurs, they had color. It's like nowadays, birds have color to show off, to attract a mate. That's why they have those colors. Some animals, they'll turn around and they'll have color to match their environment, so something doesn't come around and eat the bastard. Not because they're straight or cis, however you want to call a stupid term. Oof.
Oh, don't give them any ideas, because now museums are going to say that the statues were gay.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Statues can come to life and fuck each other. Wow.
Yeah, totally. Of course, queer statues. That's a new thing. In clan world, anything's possible.
if you
Anything
came across a
would be-
T-Rex, you wouldn't be asking, is it gay? You would be wanting to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be like, hell no, get the fuck out of there.
I know, right? It's just, but this is just the state of the thing that we're in right now. Oh, like we found only the bizarre, the most insanely crazy as possible. I can't even. And speaking of I can't even, I believe that sums up just about everything we've got for the week. What a crazy series of developments. Wow. I did not expect to stumble upon half this stuff that I just found, but I did, and I'm like, well, hit. It just had to.
Behave type of stuff as well.
You could say that. Yeah. But crazy, huh? So, who, like, in light of this week's discoveries and happenings, who'd like to, say their piece, say a quick closing statement?
Oh, Azzy?
Well, throughout all the topics, I had to say that the dinosaur one is the craziest out of all of them. Like, most insane. Like, I mean, whoever comes up with that shit, it's like, or crap. I mean, are you allowed to swear on here?
yeah, of course. We've said that stuff. It just means it just won't be it must be rated, unsuitable for children. Just,
Yeah, fuck it. Anyways, but yeah, that dinosaur article, it's that shit. That just made me cringe. And whoever thought of that shit is, I was.
You'd be
It just
asking,
shows
what are
you
they on?
what's. It's like what kind of drugs are they on if they think of that stuff? It's like, but but yeah. But other than that, the Dragon Ball thing was really interesting. I mean, I don't know why it would have to be in Saudi Arabia out of all places, but
All right.
whatever.
all right, who's next?
Noble.
Well, Beetlejuice, when I found out, I've heard about this months ago, and I'm like, I'm going to see what they're going to do. The Dragon Ball thing, wow. I would like to go see when it's finished, but I doubt I'll ever have the money for it. So there's that. The dinosaur thing. I'm just no. Nope.
No, you know the shit out of there. Good.
You are going to find out later on in life how much you wasted it, and you are going to be so depressed. Anywho, I'm done.
Okay.
All right, that leaves you, Baby Ra.
I will be very impressed if Beetlejuice can, live up to the hype of the original classic '88 version. Hey, if they can pull it off, sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I also think it's totally bonkers that people think dinosaurs were queer. I mean, good lord. Thankfully, we had some normal people talking about this, and they're like, "Yo, that's freaking nonsense. That birds can't change their sex." Yeah, no crap, they can't.
No shit.
That was nuts. And when it comes to the Dragon Ball amusement park, like I said, if their goal is to complete it by 2030, that's quite a venture. It's far out. So I don't think it's probably going to happen, honestly. I don't. Unless they put it in the line. But aside from that, man, this was super fun. Crazy week, man. Azzy, thanks so much for coming back on. And hope to see you guys next week. That's pretty much it for me.
Oh yeah.
All right, what a week indeed. 100%. The sentiments are all there. Totally, totally vibing for that Dragon Ball stuff.
Mhm.
Nice. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did with the production of the show and the crazy ride that we've been on and the rise that we will be going on in the years ahead. So, as always, our episodes are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Play.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and who knows what will we find later down the line. Stay tuned. And, as always, from us to you, this is farewell. Till next time.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.